of them involve just being on the right planet at the right time and collecting rare items, whereas this is a bit more of a universal way of doing it. And that's basically collecting a planet that's loaded with it right opposite the space station, so it's a very quick trip out and back. And there we go, we're there already. Now it's for this, obviously you're going to want your Omni tool loaded up as much as possible for mining, so you definitely want a lot of those coolant and focus beam upgrades. And then what we're doing is just looking for the element, which is this one right there. So that was quick and easy. And all we're going to do is plant ourselves right next to this. Oh, and there's another one just over the hill. Just going to make life very easy. Now these suckers are worth, I think, 276 units per item per single weight. So this sucker here, this is going to be worth probably 250 to 300 grand, I would think. So we can see that's the ship. It's going to be there we go, Emerald. So that's going to go into our inventory, and you'll see how much we have left, between $1 million and $1.5 million for about an hour's worth of work, maybe even for less. It just depends on how well racked up your Omni tool is. Now if you look at my Omni tool, my multi-tool, I've got lots of intensifiers, coolants and focuses, so it's fast terrain destruction, and also plenty of what we see, focuses are good for mining minerals such as emerald and aluminium and gold and stuff like that. So just, if you want a good mining tool, just stack it up with all these green ones, many as you can. I've got a couple of combat upgrades in there as well, so that I don't have to worry about having the blaster upgrade. I forget what it's called now. So I don't know if I'm still broadcasting or not. I just got a message saying that the signal's too weak for broadcasting, so I'm just going to hope for the best and hope that it's gone back online again. So yes, as I was saying, you just need to stack up your multi-tool with all the green upgrades, all the mining upgrades, and you'll get through this stuff pretty quickly. As you can see, even with an upgraded tool, it takes a little while. Emerald is one of the harder elements, one of the tougher elements. It doesn't mine quite as quickly as gold. Once you've got some decent upgrades, gold will mine fairly quickly, and that's a good second best. If you haven't got emerald, look for a planet that's rich in gold. These aren't, I don't think these are the rarest elements in the galaxy, but they're certainly the most valuable I've come across so far. Obviously, as you get deeper towards the centre of the galaxy, you're probably going to find stuff that's more and more valuable. But these are elements that you can find pretty much right off the bat wherever you spawn. You'll probably find at least one planet in your system that's rich either in gold or in emerald, or possibly even you'll find both in your star system. So particularly if you're starting out, right off the bat, if you want to make some good money, just get your multi-tool kitted up for mining, and just mine the crap out of this stuff. Take it to the nearest space station and get it sold. I've also noticed, I think I'm right in saying that space stations, pretty much similar to Elite Dangerous, the entrance to a space station will always be facing the planet that it orbits. That seems to be the case for me anyway. So that's worth noting if you're approaching a space station. Actually, a lot of people are complaining about the mining and the farming and stuff like that, and I don't understand what they want from a survival. It's a survival exploration game predominantly, and people are complaining that it plays too much like a survival exploration game. It makes no sense to me. I mean, if you don't like this kind of game, don't play it. Don't whine about it. It's doing what it's supposed to do, you know? I personally find it kind of relaxing to go out mining, and it's definitely rewarding when you come away for about half an hour or so with 1 million credits to show for your efforts. It's definitely a worthwhile venture. So we're just steadily mining away here. Another tip for mining is you'll see the mining bar going up, and when it gets close to turning red, you'll feel your controller vibrate, and all you have to do, you don't even have to look at the gauge, just wait for the vibration to start on the controller, and when you feel that, you just let up for about a half a second and then start again, and it'll just totally reset the cooling bar. And you can mine like it's taking a long time, but that's just because there's so much freaking emerald. And as I say, when I get to the bottom of this little pile, I'll show you how much we've got in the inventory and exactly how much that's worth. We've only been going now for about 3 minutes, I guess. It feels longer when you're just doing something as simple and straightforward as mining rocks. But it's only about 3 minutes so far, and we're about halfway through, I guess. Let's have a little look in the inventory. And so far we've mined 1, 2, 3. We've mined 3.5 stacks so far at nearly 70,000 units per stack. So that would be 3.5 sevens, which is about 240. So we're on about 240,000 units already, and we're barely halfway through our first rock. So that gives you some indication of how profitable this is going to be. But yeah, getting back to sort of main criticisms of the game so far, it just seems to be people complaining that the game's doing kind of exactly what Sean Murray and Hello Games said they would be doing. They said it's going to be focused primarily on exploration and survival, and that's pretty much what you do. I mean, if anything, I would say they've kind of dumbed down on some of the original survival elements. They seem to have made it a little bit easier than they were originally pointing out. For instance, the upload beacons are now gone. The upload beacons as they have them now pretty much just show you nearby points of interest, whereas early on in development in some of the trailers and developer interviews, Murray was saying that every time, whenever you gather information on the local wildlife and plant life, you're going to have to find an upload beacon nearby to upload the data in order to get your credits. So if you'd scanned maybe a half dozen animals and a few plants, if you died before you got to an upload beacon, you would have lost all that info and you would have lost those potential credits. But now you can upload them straight. As soon as you scan something, you can just upload it straight away. For instance, if I've probably already scanned that. Nope, I haven't. So as soon as I scan that, I can go straight into there and I can just upload it. Job done. It's now part of the Atlas Encyclopedia and I got my credit. So, you know, there's no more of this upload beacon stuff, which I think would have been a good part of the whole survival exploration mechanic to leave in, because it adds a little bit more desperation and immediacy to potentially dying. It's going to make you more cautious about what you're doing and where you're going, whereas now, although it can be quite difficult still sometimes, particularly if you're dealing with sentinels, on the whole, you know, the exploration part of it is pretty easy. I'll just also repeat again what I said in my last video, which is this neat little fast travel trick, land traveling trick. You just melee and then boost almost at the same time. You just melee, and a fraction of a second after you hit the melee button, you just press your boost button, and that gives you a lot of forward momentum. Now there was some emerald over here, which we'll find, but first I'm seeing suit upgrade. I've upgraded my suit a lot. I've got a lot of slots on there now. and I'm at the point where where a new upgrade is costing about 130,000 units. So it's just as well I've got all of this emerald at my disposal. And once you've figured out how to use that melee jet boost maneuver, you don't really need to upgrade your sprint. So I took my sprint upgrade off to save myself a slot. But let's see how much it's going to cost this time. 200,000 units.
Radiation damage detected.
Right. I've got nothing to recharge with, so I'm going to have to dig a hole in a minute. I'll go in that building. Was there a building? I hope there is a building. There wasn't a building, so let's just dig a hole.
Weapon charge depleted.
Everything's needing recharging.
Technology recharge.
Those grenade recharge things, I don't think they're worth the amount of
Radiation
elements that you use for them. They seem to shortchange you currently.
radiation protection.
There we go. Also another little tip, if you're about 15 feet, and then you'll get your protection recharge. If you're digging a hole straight down, you have to dig a lot further to get any kind of remedial effect. Where was that other mound of emerald? Is it here somewhere? Well, we'll just go and grab the ship and fly to it. Easier than searching on foot and won't take as long. The melee boosting works really great if you're just on the lip of a cliff or just coming over a hill. Doesn't work so good up slopes, but it's definitely good on the flat or coming off the edge of a rise somewhere. Where were you, Mr. Emerald? Anyone watching is probably just going to be shouting at the screen and knowing exactly where it was. Well, there's another one. That'll do us. And we just steady away.
Weapon charge depleted.
Also worth noting is every slot, an inventory slot in your ship holds twice as much as a backpack slot. So, for instance, if you look at my starship, I don't have any emerald on there yet. And if I transfer a single stack from my inventory, you'll see that now that stack is only half as large. It's still 250, but I can stack 500 per slot into my ship. So it's a great way of storing stuff when you're out mining.
Weapon charge depleted.
Recharge a weapon. It's one thing you'll find when you're mining is you will have to recharge your weapon a lot. So yeah, I guess if you don't like mining and grinding and surviving, then this isn't going to be the game for you. It just it surprises me so much that the people that were excited for this game being a survival exploration game are now complaining that it's a survival exploration game. I'm going to sneeze, hang on. Oh, Excuse me. Hopefully that wasn't too loud in your ears. One thing I really want to do, which I haven't really done yet, is to stick it for a long time on a single planet. What I'm thinking I might do is use one of my sub-accounts on the PS4 and start a new game on a sub-account, and then whatever planet I'm spawn on, whether it's a really hospitable planet or if it's a really toxic, dangerous planet, just stick it out and do lots of exploring and do some hardcore surviving. Because, like I say, to be honest, if anything, my complaint about the survival would be that it's not quite hardcore enough. I don't like early on in the game when you're not quite sure how everything works. It does feel kind of tough, but once you get in the flow of it and you learn the mechanics, surviving is actually not that difficult. I mean, for instance, when your shielding goes down, all you gotta do is pop in your ship and it'll recharge. Or if you're out and about, just dig a hole in the ground, use about 3 or 4 grenades, and the job's done. You can recharge. This is actually quite an inhospitable planet, climate-wise. This is one of the 9.5 rads. I don't know how that would equate to like an ice planet or to a toxic planet. But yeah, my shield, as you can see, my environmental shield is going down pretty damn fast, and it's one of the more harsh planets for reducing your environmental protection. Hello, one viewer. I'm going to guess that's probably Esteban again. He likes coming in and poking fun at me. Is that you, Esteban? Speak or forever hold your grump. Oh. I hate when sentinels cross your frickin' line of fire. All I'm doing is minding my own business. And all they want is for me to shoot them in the face. Goodbye, one viewer. I guess I was not interesting enough. I should be out shooting spaceships, shouldn't I? Make it exciting. Where are you, Mr. Sentinel? But as you can see, my laser's pretty effective. Finishes them off pretty quick. And I think I've got maybe 2 combat upgrades on my laser, so it's not like mega upgraded. I think that's all of them. So we're currently 20 minutes into the video. Of course, not all of that has been me mining. Some of it's been a little bit of distraction. So we probably put in 10 or 15 minutes worth of mining so far. You could be more expedient than I've been. I kind of got a little bit distracted by that suit upgrade and whatnot. Is if you get just these bog standard kind of mounds, what happens while you're mining is when you get to ground level, for some reason that I can't explain, anything that you mine below ground level doesn't tend to give off any more of the element. I don't know why that is. I think maybe it's something to do with the mechanic that keeps you from hitting the planet with your ship. It's something to do with like this sort of like collision immunity mechanic that they've got going on. So you see, I'm really not getting anything now because I'm below the ground level. It's just not coming up at all. But what you do get is you get these really huge ones that look like these big kind of bullion bars, these big blocks, and they actually go down into the ground, and they're as deep as they are tall. So those are definitely worth looking for, and they're definitely worth mining. They can take quite a while to mine as well, even with my more advanced mining tool. It's probably about 15-20 minutes to fully get through one, but they're worth close to $500,000, those bigger ones, so they're definitely worth exploiting. So we'll just do one more, try and keep the video short-ish, and then we'll get back to the space station and see how much we've dug up. So I'll put them in the ship inventory to save space, not that we need it at the moment. Plenty of room in the old spacesuit inventory, exosuit inventory. So we'll make this the last one. So yeah, what are you guys thinking about this so far? Oh, I love these guys. I just noticed his comment. These guys that come in and leave your comment saying your video is awesome. Also, by the way, can you do something that's going to make us some money? Ah, dear. So yeah, tell me in the comments, for those 2 or 3 of you, if I'm lucky, that see this video, and let me know what you're thinking about the feedback that the game is getting from people in general. Will you stop it? Stupid freaking drones, man. They're just like, they're suicidal or something. Where's this one? Yep, you're dead. Because I'll be interested to know what other people, well, what you think personally of the game, if you've been playing it or if you've been watching the videos. Although I'll be honest, your comments are probably going to hold a bit more weight if you've actually played the game yourself, because it's kind of difficult. No Man's Sky is kind of a difficult game to really portray by video. It's one of those, it's not all that much fun to watch. All the joy is in actually playing it. I'm kind of the same with certain sports like snooker and squash and even football. I find them boring to watch, but I do find them very entertaining to play. And I think No Man's Sky is kind of that ilk. Like I say, with the mining, you know, it's boring to watch somebody just shooting a laser at a big rock for half an hour. But for the purpose of this video, it's kind of important for me to do, so I can show you how to make the big money. So yeah, let me know what you think of the game if you played it, and also what you think of some of the feedback that it's getting, particularly from critics and the naysayers. I mean, there are some valid points. I mean, it's I hate using this expression because everyone uses it all the time, but it's not a perfect game. But then, you know, there is no perfect game. It does have some flaws and some oversights, but generally speaking, I think it offers a great deal. I think it's a well-made game. It does have a couple of bugs and glitches. Crashing to dashboard is not much fun, but that's only happened to me 3 times since launch, so I guess I've been fairly lucky on the numbers with that one. But yeah, I mean, there are a few oversights, but nothing that can't be patched in later updates or included in, you know, DLCs or whatever. One of my bigger gripes at the moment is swimming. I think swimming is far too slow, and there is a workaround for that. But it's a sort of workaround that a more, I guess, more anal developer would maybe address and get rid of. But I guess, you know, you would only do that if you had some mechanic in place as an alternative. But currently there's no legit way of swimming quickly. It's really it's like it's even slower than walking a lot of the time, or at least it feels that way. So you have to kind of one way to do it is when you're standing on the shore is you use the melee boost maneuver. And you boost until your gun starts shaking, and then you let go of the boost and drop in the water and just keep pushing forward on your left stick, and it'll keep travelling at the same speed. And if you're out and about in the water and you've run out of momentum, the other thing you can do is swim to the surface and then jetpack above the surface. Just go up and up and up until your jetpack runs out, and then you'll drop into the water at great speed, and you just push forward on your stick and you'll keep that momentum in a sort of forward direction. So there we go, that's 3 nodes mined. That's been 25 minutes worth of work. So let's see how much we've made, shall we? Let's just transfer the rest into the ship's inventory. and go cheek, 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 cash in. Oh look, straight up to the space station as well, very handy. This is where I end up getting bandits more than likely. And like I said, the front door is facing the planet, so we're pretty much straight in, job done, lovely jubbly. So if you look in the top left corner, you'll see the elapsed time is 27 minutes. So that's how long we've been mining for. Now let's check out how much we've made off our little mining trip. So from inventory, and then it's all in the ship's inventory. Amaryl, there we go. 750,000 units for essentially 25 minutes work. So if we'd have got another node, maybe a full half hour, that would have been probably about 1 million units. So yeah, if you follow that technique, if you've got a decent multi-tool, you can bag yourself about 2 million units per hour if you do the job right. So there we go, that's money in the bank. That takes us up to 8.5 million. Still nowhere near my goal yet. I want about 20 million because there's some really nice ships coming in and out of this station. But they're all like anywhere between 10 and further into the universe. Let's see what this one's got. There we go, 35 slots. That's the sort of thing I'm looking for next. But he's 16 million units he wants for that. So we're halfway there. Only about another 4 hours worth of mining to go. Just as well I enjoy the grind, huh? Alright, well that's your hot tip for today. I hope the video wasn't too long and too boring. I hope it's been useful and informative for you. Thank you for watching, hope you join me again, and I'll catch you on the flip side.